Imagine stepping into a social gathering, a bar, or a nightclub. Your eyes scan the environment. You spot her, the woman who captures the attention of everyone, effortlessly radiant, surrounded by admirers fighting to win a glance. Yet, you don't flinch. Your confidence unwavering, your heart steady. Tonight, you're armed with something much more potent than mere charm. Tonight, you'll learn to master the dark, timeless strategies of Machiavelli himself. Strategies not only capable of shifting power dynamics, but also capable of making you dominate the dating game. Now, before we dive deep, let's understand something crucial. Seduction is more than just smiles, smooth conversations, or attractive appearances. The Italian philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli understood something profound. Power is inherently seductive. Men who possess power, or even better, men who master the appearance of power, become irresistible. The line between attraction and dominance blurs, creating an intoxicating allure women simply can't resist. So buckle up, because I'm about to guide you through the shadows of seduction. Here are the first two Machiavellian tactics you'll use to seize control in dating. First tactic, selective absence. Machiavelli famously wrote, "He who becomes master of a city accustomed to liberty and does not destroy it, may expect to be destroyed by it." Translate this wisdom into dating, and it means never letting anyone take your presence for granted. Many men fall into the trap of availability. They believe that being consistently present will convince a woman of their dedication. They text back immediately, they rearrange their plans at her convenience, they linger too long at her side, desperate for validation. Ironically, this behavior guarantees they'll be overlooked. But a true Machiavellian understands the power of scarcity. Selective absence is your weapon. When you strategically withdraw your attention, you create a vacuum, a subtle yet undeniable void she instinctively feels compelled to fill. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why limited edition products become more desirable? Because humans crave what's rare. Robert Greene, the author of The Art of Seduction, agrees completely. He emphasizes that unpredictability amplifies attraction. Your target should never know exactly when you'll appear or disappear. This unpredictability keeps her guessing, enhancing your perceived value exponentially. Here's how to practically apply selective absence. If you've been consistently texting or calling, suddenly pause. Not permanently, but just long enough to make her wonder what changed. Wait until curiosity nudges her to reach out. When she does, respond calmly and casually, without excuses or explanations. Your calm assurance communicates that your absence was intentional and controlled. Remember, power resides with those who control timing and proximity, those who manage their presence with precision. Imagine you're at a party. Initially, you engage with her, exchanging playful banter and subtle compliments. But then, intentionally, you detach yourself and join another group. Let her see you laughing, engaging confidently with others, completely comfortable away from her side. Her mind immediately wonders why you stepped away. Has she done something wrong? Are you losing interest? Doubts arise, curiosity ignites, and you instantly occupy a space in her thoughts. Without a word, you've made yourself indispensable, irresistibly compelling. This is the art of selective absence. Second tactic, strategic ambiguity. Machiavelli understood well that the unknown can wield more power than absolute certainty. Clarity, honesty, and openness, while morally commendable, can be strategically limiting in attraction. Complete transparency leaves nothing to the imagination, removing the intrigue vital for maintaining attraction. Instead, embracing ambiguity makes you intriguingly enigmatic, someone impossible to fully understand or predict. Consider this. The greatest seducers in history have always mastered ambiguity. Giacomo Casanova, one of the most notorious seducers ever documented, often kept his intentions unclear. His actions carried dual meanings, his words open to interpretation. Casanova understood that mystery incites passion and obsession. When a woman can't fully decipher your intentions, her mind fills the gaps, often exaggerating your allure. Practicing strategic ambiguity involves careful control of your verbal and nonverbal communication. Keep your statements vague yet intriguing. If she asks if you're seeing anyone else, smile mysteriously and reply with playful evasiveness. Why? Jealous already? Your response, while charming, doesn't directly answer her question, leaving her imagination racing to fill in the blanks. Body language also plays a vital role here. Maintain steady, calm eye contact during conversations, but occasionally glance away thoughtfully, as if your mind holds secrets she desperately wants to uncover. Your subtle, enigmatic demeanor suggests hidden depths and undisclosed desires, making you far more compelling than a straightforward, transparent man could ever be. Let's use a concrete example. You're on a first date. Conversation flows naturally, laughter fills the air, and suddenly she asks, "So, what exactly are you looking for?" Instead of giving a straight, predictable answer, you calmly lean back, a confident smile playing on your lips, and reply, "I'm looking for moments worth remembering." Such a response provides enough to intrigue, yet reveals nothing precise about your intentions. She'll spend hours dissecting your words, captivated by the mysterious depth you've hinted at but haven't fully disclosed. This ambiguity positions you perfectly. It makes her wonder, speculate, and yearn to solve the puzzle you've deliberately created. And as we know, a woman's imagination is one of the strongest drivers of attraction. The less clarity you offer, the more she's compelled to draw closer, desperate to solve the enigmatic puzzle you've become. Now, before we move further into these shadowy tactics, it's essential to pause and emphasize one point clearly. These techniques aren't about deception or manipulation in an unethical sense. They're about strategic positioning, about harnessing human psychology to amplify attraction authentically and irresistibly. They're tools to empower you, boosting your allure by mastering the nuances of social dynamics that most men ignore or never fully grasp. You're now equipped with the first two tactics from Machiavelli's playbook. But remember, knowledge alone is useless without confident action. Each moment, each interaction, each subtle decision shapes your dating reality. It's a game of chess, and you must stay several moves ahead, aware that every choice shapes the impression you leave behind. Now, brace yourself, because what's coming next in this video are even deeper insights, tactics Machiavelli himself would applaud. You're not just learning seduction, you're mastering a power dynamic that few men even realize exists. Stick around. What's ahead will transform your interactions, leaving your competition hopelessly outmatched. Now, moving forward deeper into Machiavellian territory, the third tactic you must master to dominate dating is controlled vulnerability. Many mistakenly think Machiavellian strategies solely revolve around unbreakable strength and dominance. But that's a simplified perspective. The most influential seducers understand that carefully revealed vulnerability is a powerful asset. Machiavelli himself emphasized the effectiveness of calculated exposure. In dating, revealing slight imperfections or vulnerabilities at precisely chosen moments can disarm defenses and foster deep connection. However, the key word here is controlled. You never lose control. You only appear briefly vulnerable to deepen her emotional investment. Imagine vulnerability as a precisely aimed arrow. Too much vulnerability, and you become weak, desperate, or needy. Too little, and you appear detached, aloof, inaccessible. Perfectly balanced, however, it makes you human, relatable, and magnetic. The legendary seducer Lord Byron once wrote, "To have joy, one must share pain." Byron intuitively understood this paradox. A man who reveals subtle, intriguing glimpses of emotional complexity becomes infinitely more appealing. Consider carefully timing your vulnerability. Reveal small personal stories or moments that display a softer side, strategically humanizing yourself. If she's talking about family, don't be afraid to share a brief, poignant story of your own childhood or relationships, just enough to stir empathy, never pity. You're not seeking comfort, but rather offering a glimpse into your depth. Your confidence in revealing minor flaws or past setbacks enhances your authenticity. It shows you have the courage to embrace all sides of yourself, amplifying your strength, not diminishing it. Imagine a scenario. You're having a deep conversation about life ambitions. Casually share a personal struggle you faced in pursuit of your goals, perhaps an obstacle you overcame with determination. Your voice remains steady, your eyes unwavering, your strength evident despite the revelation of difficulty. This balance of vulnerability and strength is compelling, irresistible, and deeply memorable. The fourth Machiavellian tactic is known as the principle of indirect influence. Direct commands rarely produce lasting attraction. Subtle guidance, however, creates irresistible allure. Machiavelli observed that effective leaders guide others subtly, letting them believe decisions were their own. In seduction, Indirect influence ensures your partner feels emotionally invested, convinced they are freely choosing to pursue you. She doesn't feel manipulated. She feels drawn by genuine desire. To implement indirect influence effectively, use carefully crafted suggestions or subtle implications rather than overt requests. Instead of directly suggesting a date, casually mention an exciting event you're considering attending, leaving the invitation subtly hanging. Let curiosity or fear of missing out drive her to suggest joining you herself. Suppose you want her to dress a particular way for a special occasion. Instead of explicitly stating your preference, gently praise a previous outfit she wore that matches your ideal style, reinforcing positive behaviors indirectly. "That red dress from last time was unforgettable," you say casually. The next time you see her, don't be surprised if she chooses something similar, believing it's entirely her own idea. This subtle guidance activates her imagination, compelling her to visualize herself fitting seamlessly into your narrative. Humans value autonomy. By skillfully respecting her autonomy while subtly guiding her actions, she feels both respected and irresistibly pulled toward your desires. Historical examples prove its effectiveness. Cleopatra, renowned for seduction, never directly demanded loyalty from powerful men. Instead, she subtly guided them to believe their decisions aligned with their own desires. Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were captivated, believing they chose freely when, in reality, Cleopatra masterfully orchestrated every move. By mastering indirect influence, you shape interactions smoothly, ensuring she consistently feels an internal desire to please you. She remains convinced every choice is genuinely hers, deepening attraction and emotional attachment profoundly. The indirect nature of your influence becomes the invisible force behind her growing obsession. You've now mastered 4 powerful Machiavellian tactics. But wait, this journey isn't over yet. In the next part of this exploration, we'll delve even deeper, uncovering the last 2 powerful strategies. You'll learn the psychological subtleties that turn seduction into an art form, giving you the dominance you seek without sacrificing authenticity. Prepare yourself. The most powerful secrets are still ahead. Moving deeper into Machiavellian tactics, the 5th powerful strategy you need to master is called calculated rivalry. It's crucial to understand that humans, especially in romantic contexts, are inherently competitive creatures. Machiavelli wisely observed, men are driven by 2 principal impulses, either by love or by fear. Let's expand that insight into the dating context. Men and women alike are intensely motivated by the fear of losing something valuable, especially someone they desire. Introducing calculated rivalry subtly evokes this primal fear, igniting heightened attraction and desire. Imagine being at a social gathering with a woman who interests you. Instead of exclusively focusing on her, confidently engage with other attractive people as well, not flirtatiously enough to disrespect her, but enough to gently remind her of your social value and desirability. This calculated rivalry subtly ignites a sense of urgency, compelling her to invest more deeply in capturing your attention. The essence here is not about jealousy. Rather, it's about reminding her that your presence is desirable, valued, and could easily belong to someone else if she hesitates. Take a cue from historical seducers like Benjamin Disraeli, the charismatic British statesman famed for his charm and influence. Disraeli was notorious for skillfully orchestrating subtle rivalries among admirers, enhancing his desirability exponentially. Women who pursued him knew that others eagerly sought his attention, creating urgency and intensity around every interaction. This same tactic can elevate your desirability, leveraging the power of social proof and scarcity to amplify attraction. Practically, this involves strategic storytelling as well. Casually referencing past positive experiences, subtly highlighting how you've attracted desirable partners previously, creates an implicit sense of rivalry. Without bragging, recounting humorous anecdotes or intriguing situations involving past admirers places subtle pressure on her subconscious, driving her to intensify efforts to secure your exclusive attention. She instinctively perceives you as a high-value man whose attention is both rare and precious. The 6th Machiavellian tactic, perhaps the most potent of all, is emotional contrasts. Machiavelli recognized that stability creates comfort, but contrast creates desire. Predictable consistency, while initially comforting, eventually leads to boredom. Emotional contrasts, however, generate an addictive psychological roller coaster that amplifies attraction. By skillfully oscillating between warmth and coolness, closeness and distance, you maintain constant emotional engagement, ensuring that her feelings remain vivid, dynamic, and intensely alive. Here's how emotional contrast works in practice. One moment, engage deeply, passionately, and warmly, genuinely connecting on personal topics, making her feel profoundly understood and valued. Then, tactfully withdraw, becoming more reserved, slightly detached, yet never cold. This calculated oscillation leaves her emotionally intrigued, craving the intensity of the warm moments. Over time, this cyclical dance of emotional intensity and brief withdrawal creates an addictive emotional pattern, drawing her ever deeper into the vortex of attraction and intrigue you've strategically created. History illustrates countless examples of emotional contrasts in seduction. Take Alexander the Great, whose emotional complexity fascinated those around him. Despite his legendary strength, he also exhibited moments of profound sensitivity and introspection, contrasting starkly with his fierce warrior persona. Women, especially those closest to him, were irresistibly drawn by this dramatic emotional range, mesmerized by the constant unpredictability he exuded. Applying emotional contrast requires subtlety and self-control. For example, if you've spent a deeply intimate, emotionally charged evening together, the next day, slightly reduce the intensity of your interactions. Don't become cold or indifferent. Simply be slightly less available, more reflective, and less emotionally intense. The stark contrast between these emotional highs and lows captivates her, triggering powerful psychological responses deeply embedded in human behavior. Mastering emotional contrasts isn't manipulation in a malicious sense. It's simply harnessing human psychology in your favor. Neuroscience supports this. Humans experience stronger emotional responses when contrasts occur. Consistent emotional stability breeds complacency and predictability, but controlled emotional fluctuations make you unforgettable. You've now explored 6 powerful Machiavellian tactics designed not only to attract, but dominate the dating game. Each strategy taps into fundamental psychological truths about attraction, desire, and power dynamics. Yet remember that knowing these strategies alone is insufficient. Mastery requires thoughtful application, consistent practice, and an unwavering commitment to understanding human behavior deeply. Stay engaged, because what's coming next will further empower you. You'll discover exactly how these tactics intertwine seamlessly, creating a cohesive seduction strategy that positions you miles ahead of any competition. Get ready to learn how to blend these tactics effortlessly, ensuring that every interaction not only intrigues, but absolutely captivates her attention. At this point, you've absorbed deep Machiavellian insights that set you apart from the average man. However, to fully capitalize on these tactics, you must master another crucial principle: the strategic balance of authenticity and intrigue, a Machiavellian dance known as the paradox of genuine deception. While Machiavelli is often interpreted as advocating pure manipulation, deeper analysis reveals that the most effective power players, particularly in romance, combine genuine authenticity with strategic secrecy. The key is to reveal honest fragments of yourself to build trust, while carefully managing your deepest motivations and plans. This nuanced approach maintains intrigue without creating suspicion. Consider Casanova once again. He famously excelled at being simultaneously genuine and mysterious. His lovers frequently remarked on his authentic emotions and thoughtful actions, yet they never fully grasped his ultimate intentions. The brilliance lay in Casanova's genuine emotional connection, carefully layered beneath deliberate concealment. This powerful combination creates irresistible attraction, rooted in trust, yet fueled by curiosity. To practically implement this paradox, reveal sincere appreciation or affection, but maintain subtle, reserved boundaries around your ultimate intentions. Your honesty convinces her of your sincerity, while your carefully curated mystery ensures continuous fascination. For example, after a meaningful conversation, acknowledge sincerely, "I rarely open up like this. It's interesting you have this effect on me." Your honesty resonates deeply, but the subtle implication that there's even more hidden beneath the surface will haunt her thoughts indefinitely. Next, expand your Machiavellian arsenal with the tactic of strategic flattery and disqualification. This powerful method subtly blends praise with a slight push-away, creating psychological tension and attraction simultaneously. Machiavelli emphasized flattery as a timeless weapon, yet warned it should always be accompanied by a subtle challenge to prevent complacency. In the seduction context, flattery boosts her self-esteem while gentle disqualification triggers her competitive instincts, compelling her to seek your approval actively. For instance, after complimenting her genuine intelligence or captivating sense of humor, lightly tease her about something minor. This balanced approach communicates subtly that, despite your interest, she's yet to fully win you over. Your praise lifts her confidence, while your slight critique ignites her desire to impress you further. Historically, the legendary seductress Madame de Pompadour brilliantly executed this tactic. As a favorite of Louis XIV, she praised him lavishly, reinforcing his ego and status, yet occasionally implied that he could still achieve more greatness. This subtle disqualification drove Louis to seek her validation relentlessly, solidifying her power over him. Applying strategic flattery and disqualification skillfully means selecting praise that resonates deeply and critiques that are playful yet impactful. For example, remark warmly on her captivating storytelling skills. Then teasingly mention she occasionally exaggerates, adding humor and subtle challenge to your compliment. This careful balance keeps attraction dynamic, powerful, and irresistibly engaging. Now, before we continue, understand clearly. These tactics serve not to compromise your integrity, but rather to amplify your genuine strengths through refined psychological understanding. Machiavellian dating mastery isn't about becoming someone else. It's about harnessing your authentic potential strategically, making you profoundly magnetic. Stay tuned, because the insights you're about to receive next will demonstrate how to seamlessly integrate these tactics into every interaction, creating an aura so compelling it will be nearly impossible for anyone to resist your gravitational pull. As you master and internalize each Machiavellian tactic shared here, you begin to realize something profound. Dominating the dating game isn't merely about charm, wealth, or even looks. It's about deeply understanding the hidden psychological forces that govern attraction. Every successful seducer, consciously or unconsciously, leverages these subtle dynamics. By consciously mastering them, you position yourself leagues ahead of ordinary men, stepping confidently into the realm of extraordinary attraction. But knowledge, as powerful as it is, means nothing without decisive action. Each tactic explored, selective absence, strategic ambiguity, controlled vulnerability, indirect influence, calculated rivalry, emotional contrasts, genuine deception, and strategic flattery paired with disqualification, is a tool designed specifically for immediate practical application. Their combined power can utterly transform your dating reality. However, true mastery requires dedication, self-awareness, and consistent practice. Begin implementing these strategies subtly into your daily interactions, slowly refining your approach until it becomes second nature. Observe carefully the changes in how women perceive and respond to you. Notice how your confidence grows, how attraction deepens, and how effortlessly you command attention and desire. Yet, remember this clearly. These are powerful psychological tools. Use them ethically, always respecting others' feelings and autonomy. The goal here isn't manipulation, it's empowerment. Becoming Machiavellian in dating means wielding influence responsibly, ensuring your interactions are authentic, fulfilling, and beneficial for both parties involved. Now, if you've gained valuable insights from this deep exploration, there's one more powerful step you must take. Engage with this content right now. Like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Every interaction you have with this content helps me reach more men just like you. Men dedicated to improving their lives, relationships, and understanding of human behavior. Think of it this way. The more you interact, the wider these powerful secrets spread. Together, we create a community that masters the art of seduction, influence, and authentic masculinity. So don't hesitate. Your next great step toward dominating the dating game starts here. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with someone who needs to hear these truths. Your journey toward mastering attraction and personal empowerment has only just begun. Join me, and together we'll continue unlocking secrets that elevate your confidence, sharpen your skills, and forever transform your success with women.